See, this is what happens when someone puts themselves in a bubble. This is what happens when someone puts themselves in a thought that they are, like, not potentially, but really believe that they are the prize. Everything that they have coming to them and more that they deserve. Like, they made it to the finish line of, this is where I'm at now in life. I am with this man. I am study elevating. But in my mind, and people's individual minds sometimes think that no one can ever compare. That's a good thing. Build that confidence. No one can ever be them. They think sometimes people want to be in their shoes. But their mind is so twisted up in, it's all about me. It's not a give and take. It's not that the door swings both ways. I am so beautiful. I am that woman. And once again, confidence, being overly confident, being arrogant, being too into yourself because it's nothing else to offer, and thinking that he's still gonna be there. You can run situations in the ground. He's no longer interested. You can think you can still swing that hair, flip that hair, and he's still gonna be there. People talk about, oh, well, what a beautiful sight. The way she is shaped. The clothes that she wears. Now, once again, we are talking about the outward man, the outward purpose. What is that purpose? Okay, so you attracted him. Y'all had some conversations. It turned into whatever it turned into. I mean, people, this is getting really, really interesting because it's like, wait a minute, where did the conversations come from? The subject matter of, but he had a baby. He had a baby. He had a baby. Oh, well, yeah, that sometimes does happen. Like, men do sometimes do that. Okay. You know, women sometimes go out like that, as far as, you know, Remy Ma's name is study surfacing as far as Pat finally had enough. He's another one. He's another one that finally decided to say, okay, I got something to say. People talking about, well, how come Shantel is not talking about the baby mama? The baby mama, what would she really have to say? What is it to really say? What would she say? Is her name going to blow up off of that? Is Shantel going to be able to have some clout? Is she going to be able to have something to say? Is she going to be able to make some sales? Is she going to get some brand deals after talking about the baby mama? Look, what is the baby mama even saying? What is that conversation even consistent of? How would that benefit Shantel to talk about the baby mama? Where would that take her? What were those conversations really like between her and Nelly? Why did she decide to stay? Why? I don't know. But again, the prize. Her mind, possibly, allegedly, just an opinion. In her mind, she is the prize. So what she got to worry about? If he had a baby during their relationship. Again, people on here talking about, well, I don't really see what the prize is with Nelly. Well, there again, it's not always for us to be able to see that. But it's quite obvious that Ashanti and Nelly, they're their own prizes to themselves. They cared about their own selves, to have their peace of mind, to have their happiness, to come back together. And not only get back together, but look, they took those vows under God. They decided to do the I do. And y'all think Shantel ain't thinking about it? Look, I feel like this. It's written all over her face. She ain't even got to say. It's written all over her. And that's just something that, some women got to take time out and just let go. How do you let go? I don't know. Everybody different. Some people got to do what's best for them, however they see fit, if they really want to. Now, look, not everybody want to let go, okay? Because you got women that's in their 40s, that done graduated into their 50s, that's well into their 60s, easing on into them 70s. Some of this stuff can go on for a lifetime, feeling like he was the one that got away. It was some things that maybe I could have worked on, because no relationship is perfect. I am not saying that Ashanti is perfect. We all know it does not exist. But I tell you what, they sure got something that works good for them. And I think it is important to see people happy, to see people loving each other and whatever their love language is. I ain't gonna say it was heartbreaking to see Nelly and Shantel, because it wasn't. I mean, I feel like when enough is enough, but some of them pictures, oh Lord, the interactions. It's like Nelly takes his time with Ashanti. Nelly, they have even spoken about, it was some things that, they had to do to work on. That wasn't no turnaround type of thing. It's some things that had to be discussed. And look, when you ready, you ready. In any shape, form, when you're ready. When you're ready to let old things pass away and go ahead and let go of, past hurts to learn how to heal. But it's going to take some time. Ashanti didn't immediately jump back into that relationship that manifested into a marriage. You got people saying, how it's even going to work? How do you know? But what is wrong with having love and being happy and appreciating and loving on what works for you? They appear to be a beautiful, blended family. It came out of Shantel's mouth when she was on The Real, when that show did exist. She said that she's always going to be connected. What does she mean, connected? Oh, what'd she say? She was going to be able to call Nelly's mom. Not everybody is, unfortunately, meant to remain connected in some people's lives. Some people are just toxic, and some people do not always want the best for people and really be wishing that things don't work out. And it's unfortunate when people really believe in their minds that they are this prize and they cannot be replaced. Nelly is this, what we see is this jovial person wanting to have fun. Yeah, it's a time and place, but sometimes it takes that special individual that just understands and gets it, and whatever else comes with that. We're not with these people. We don't know the layers of their lives, but I read in the comments, somebody was telling me I need to get a life. I had to laugh. I just had to laugh because it's like I already said, soon as Shantel started posting, because y'all know she was quiet for a minute, I said, I'm going to crank it up. So if my life happens to be engaged right now with Shantel Jackson, it is what it is. If I like to enjoy, watching Nelly and Ashanti engage and be happy, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's happiness. Some people like to, engage in what is toxic. Some people will sit there and turn a positive some kind of way straight into a straight negative. But the way this is looking, hey, I'm just on the outside looking in. But anytime you're looking like you have to be out here potentially, allegedly, what it's looking like, paying people to be your friend, to pay somebody to be in a video to look like you're having fun. That stuff be looking forced. Say what you want to say, however Ashanti do it, 2 different lives. But I know a lot of this stuff just be fake and made up. But it's there, y'all. We can't sit up here and just act like some of this stuff is just oblivious. That's just the problem now. People want to overlook. People don't even want to take accountability, for their own actions, their own lives. People want to sit up here, if anything, they want to sit up here and copy. Now, let me stop because I don't want to get off into that. I don't want to talk about, well, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because sometimes I just have to go there. But there has been some strong resemblance as far as 1 minute, your glasses, your shades looking like somebody else's. 1 minute, your boots is looking like somebody else's. 1 minute, you trying to have your hair styled a certain way. 1 minute, you trying to do your makeup a certain way. To look like somebody else's. I understand. Sometimes people want to get inspiration, but why would you want to get inspiration from somebody? Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. But if she going to keep putting it out there, hey, content is content. It is what it is. And I guess she got to keep her name out there some type of way. She don't need my help. But I'm going to say it again. Shantel Jackson. I said her name again, y'all. I did. Ashanti. Hey. Nelly. Nelly is a handsome man. Ashanti is a beautiful woman. So, people talk about how beautiful Shantel is. Again, what that mean? What that mean? That's only, we talking about the outside. The surface. The surface, because some people just come off real that is not the type of person I would want to hang out with. That is not the type of person that seems like some people come off straight off like they'll be the type that just, go behind your back and just not be healthy for, some people to be around. But some people just want to be around certain ones and act like they are fake friends to people for whatever reason. People be having some interesting motivation. But again, as always, how we do it, we always wishing Ashanti and Nelly a blessed union. And once again, when is that show coming out? I am so ready. And thank y'all for tuning in. And I appreciate the comments, whether they're good or they're not so good. It's still all good. Have your opinion. Because I'm definitely going to have mine.